Good afternoon, everyone. Well, welcome to our 2025 State of the Community Luncheon. We are so glad you could all join us today. My name is Michelle Chumsland, and I'm the current board chair for the Chamber of Commerce and Tourism Bureau. So for many years, the Chamber has been hosting this event, and so we're so excited we all get a chance to come together again today. This is always one of the things I look forward to most, to hear what's happening in our community. So we are very lucky that we live in a community that cares to foster the growth not only of our businesses, but also the people who live here. And it's because of that we have these strong partnerships between our businesses, our city, and our school district. Businesses benefit because we get well-educated workforce. The city prospers because we have increased economic activity. The schools receive valuable resources and support to enhance the student access. By working together, we build a foundation for long-term prosperity, ensuring our community remains vibrant, competitive, and resilient, which is why today's theme is Building for the Future. So you'll be hearing from two of our community partners, the school district and our city mayor. But before I introduce our first speaker, I'd like to thank the elected officials who are with us today. We have, and if I say your name, please stand so everyone can see who you are, if they haven't met you already. We have State Representative Tom DePel. Thank you. Dakota County Commissioner Mike Slavic. City Council members Lisa Leifeld and Dawn Marie Verichoff. We also have two school board members with us today. We have Jessica Dressley. Is Jessica here? There. Hi, Jessica. I thought I saw you. Mark Zuzek. We also have a special representative from the Metropolitan Council, our rep Susan Vento. So I want to thank Nicole and your staff for a fabulous luncheon again, and thank you for hosting for us today. So thank you. Let's give a round of applause. Yeah. All right, I'm going to start now. I want to welcome our first guest, Dr. Tammy Champa. Dr. Champa is our current superintendent for School District 200. Prior to coming to Hastings, Tammy served as a superintendent for Pine Island District. She has also spent time as a middle school teacher, a middle school principal. She was an elementary principal and an elementary superintendent. It's been her lifelong goal and responsibility to provide never-ending commitment to the education of the community she serves. And we are lucky that she's serving our community right now. So please welcome Dr. Tammy Champa for an update on the public schools.
All right, thank you. What a treat to recognize so many faces, because that wasn't the case as I started. So as was stated, I am Tammy Champa, the proud superintendent here in Hastings. And anytime you hear someone who's been a middle school teacher, middle school principal, that tells you something right there, right? That you're just up for whatever it might be. Wanting to build on the theme today, building for the future. That was, if you go back one, that's my sorry attempt to take our pirate and put the construction hat on him. So I didn't want that to get missed. But I'm so excited today just to give you a glimpse of all of the things that have been happening in our district. And to be honest, this is really kind of therapeutic for me, because you just go and go and go. And sitting down and going, what have we accomplished? And really being able to speak to that, I think will speak to you as to the events that are happening in our district. So, all right, now. All right, I don't need to tell you, but we have a really large footprint, 170 square miles that we cover, and our beautiful buildings and our grounds. So every year, one of the things that we start in the fall is really asking our stakeholders, how are we doing? And getting some feedback. So we ask our students, grades 4 through 12, we ask our staff, and we ask our families. And every year they're asked, what are the priorities? And they're able to pick 4. So if you look and the math doesn't add up, that's because they were choosing a number of things. So this is what this year our families told us. Our number 1 priority should be safety and security. And that's exactly the same as it was last year. Number 2, student behavior and discipline. Number 3, recruit and retain high-quality staff. Number 4, had a tie with mental health services and career and technical education. And then 5 and 6, and I added 6 this year because they're kind of tied together, college credit opportunities and community business partnerships for students. So those really help us set the stage. Now this year's unique as well because the school board, they're also working on our new strategic plan. So if you move to the next one, currently we have a draft plan, vision, mission has stayed the same, but what changes are those core pillars. And those core pillars are directly influenced from what we heard on our survey. We had community input session in person, and then also took the additional information online as well. And really quickly, those core pillars were identified, really closely aligned to what we heard in that survey as well. There is an upcoming opportunity for additional community input that I'll share at the end as well. So when we look at, so I've taken all of those core areas in those pillars and broke them down just to give you a little glimpse of the work that's being done in each of those areas. So this first one, academic excellence and equity, the Minnesota READ Act has really dictated a lot of the work that we're doing, and it was super timely with Hastings also because they were in a state of really studying what we're doing in literacy. And so as it would turn out, we not only had a whole new staff development, which is called CORE and literacy instruction, but we adopted a new curriculum as well. And so they are partnering with all of that. If you see one of our elementary teachers, just say thank you because they have a heavy lift and they are knocking it out of the park. And so proud of the work that they're doing. Along with that, multi-tiered systems of support. We have been working really hard to align, making sure that our students are progress monitored 3 times a year, and for those that need some additional supports, that they're getting that are specifically geared to what they individually need. So working on that, really exciting. Just at the last school board meeting, reflecting on the last progress monitoring, and we have some really impressive results. Specifically, that Tier 1 instruction is really making a difference, and that would be with our new Wit and Wisdom. Thank you. Also looking at, and you heard this, talking about college in the schools, talking about real world experiences for our students. So on the left, those are all of our college in the school classes that we currently offer, meaning that we are partnering with a university, and our students that take that class in school are also getting the credit for, in that first one, college public speaking. They're getting Hastings credit, and they're getting University of Minnesota credit at the same time. And AP, some of you might remember AP classes. We still have some AP classes, but we're really making the shift to college in the schools. So our students are not having that high stakes test, and they know that they're going to have those classes. So the board recently also approved all of the classes on the right-hand side. Now it's a strange process with this because you apply, and it kind of goes back and forth. So rather than continuously going back and forth on this, we asked the board to approve all of them, and they were happy to do that, and we have already moved forward with college academic writing and college literature. And then on the bottom, non-CIS classes. So we have an introductory to culinary studies that we're excited about offering, and these are all for this upcoming year. And then healthcare professions. And is anyone here from Alina today? Darn, because we are so excited about a partnership with Alina, and I think they're as excited as we are, and it's just been a really exciting, we talked about what could be, what might be, and now we've landed on what will be, which feels really good. And so they are working with our teachers with the curriculum, and our students have an opportunity at the end of that course to have 5 separate certifications, which I can't imagine being able to equip our students any better. And so we're constantly looking at how do we partner, how do we continue to build in all of these areas. So very excited about the new things. It's been one of the things, I'm talking fast, I'm sorry, I got a lot to say. One of the things that the board just added are school board representatives, and it's so fun to hear their voices at the table and hear them talk about the new things that are coming and how excited they are. But then our seniors are going, why did you wait until now? But it's been fun to hear their voice. And this is what it looks like. So we have been talking a lot for several years about pathways at our high school. And so this year, what we did is reorganized everything that we have at the high school in various areas. So this is just one pathway. So if our students are looking at, this one is human services, law, public safety, corrections, and digital security, and healthcare. This is what they're looking at. And you can see really you can't see all that great, but there are these little U's that mean that there's university credit in all of those courses also. And then in addition to that, we linked all of the career opportunities that you might see in this, you might be interested in. And then we also put all of the clubs that if this is an area you're interested in, you might think about all these other clubs also. And we've arranged this in 4 different pathway areas. And one unique thing in Hastings is that you don't have to dedicate yourself to one pathway. You can explore in all of them. So we are very excited about this. Working with HCTV is doing a promotional video on this that we're also grateful for their partnership. Continuing that academic excellence and business and community partnerships, partnering with Rotary and Cycling Without Age, and really, so if you move one forward, this one too is in our construction program. So the construction program this spring is building a shed at Tilden, and that will house some trishaws, and our students are going to be doing that work. So we're very excited for that experience and partnership also. Just a picture of our kids working on their last project. And then we've talked a lot about what are we doing to build at our high school. So you might be asking, what are you doing at your other levels? So at our elementary, we're really exploring an expansion of what we currently offer in STEM. We were just recently toured Invergrove. They offer what's called STEAM labs, and so looking at how we might offer more in that area. And then in our middle school, we've expanded AVID, and we're working to build exploratories and opportunities. So how do we tie all this together? So this is our academic excellence and equity. So every board meeting, if you've watched any of them or you've been in attendance, you'll see this. And every leadership role in the Hastings schools, they set all of their goals based on those core pillar areas and the strategic anchors. And then monthly they're asked, how are you doing on that goal? And they report, and then collectively the board sees how our leadership team is doing on all of those goals. Staff support and retention was also another area that was one of our priorities. And that too, we highly value our staff. We have some of the very best, as I don't need to tell you, but last year it was a group of parents and myself really brainstorming how can we do this differently and how do we bring our recognition and celebration to a new level. And so that's the picture on the left-hand side. And through a lot of donations and a lot of volunteer hours, just provided a lunch for our staff we had students playing music, and it was just fabulous. And so we're so excited to be doing that again this year, and we're already planning the next 2 years. So excited about that. You can see our kids there playing on the right. We just partnered with Teachers on Call to help fill our substitute areas and really support our staff in that way. This year, our professional development, one of the things that we try to do annually is provide professional development that is both beneficial personally and professionally. So this year we've done a lot with strengths work. Anyone taken the strengths? All right, well, we need to talk later because I started to diagnose people when I hear what your strengths are. It's just those things, but it's been so much fun to hear our teams of teachers talking to each other and understanding how they can best support the work that each are doing. Safe and respectful learning environments. Remember, this was number one. A lot of work has gone into this area. So we used to do what's called ALICE. We've transitioned to I Love You Guys. And this is a standard response protocol. And we have partnered with our law enforcement as well. And unfortunately, this came about from an unfortunate event. And the last message that was sent out to parents was I love you guys. And so that is what this is all built on. The next slide just looks at what that protocol looks like. And so this is just universal, not just for an active intruder that we think of as all too often these days, but anything. So if it's we've used this one a lot for a medical situation, that it's just a hold, that no one goes into the hallways until that's cleared. We've had a secure this year when we didn't know what was going on in a neighboring area. We could evacuate, shelter, all of those things. And just today we had training on the app that will go with it for all of our staff also. Other things, we're looking at lanyard panic buttons. We have expanded our cameras, and we have emergency go buckets in each of our classrooms. And that app that I was just talking about is on the left. Communication, we've upgraded our communication, how we do that, and Carrie Gore is responsible for a lot of that. But today we can text, call, email, all within a minute, and all of that can go out really quickly. And so that has been a huge upgrade in how we're able to reach our families and staff quickly. Of course, we have our resource officer, and the board just also made the action to add a second resource officer next year, so we'll have two. We are also part of the Dakota County Safety Coalition, and Homeland Security just walked through our high school to give they gave some advice as to what we might be considering there as well. Couple of things. This one falls into both discipline and safety. So we've done a lot of work at our middle school. Just a couple to mention our house system. So we repositioned a lot of classrooms. So now we have a house for 5th grade, a house for 6th, 7th, 8th, with restrooms that are identified for each of those houses. So we just don't have nearly as much cross movement across the building. We also have what's called hall pass in place. So at any given time, we can run a report and see exactly who's in the hall at one time. If there's an issue with Nicole and Tammy not being able to be in the hall at one time, because we have this plan, teachers can program that. So we are not able to ever be in the hall at the same time. The other thing that is fun to look at, I've just ran a report on a student, and that student travels to the nurse every day at 9:15, and just really some good information. And so that's been a game changer, really. And we have no cell phones, which is across the district and has also really changed the landscape. Cybersecurity, this was something also last year that there was a huge a lot of intentional work behind the scenes of what we're doing here. Right now we're doing all kinds of phishing things with our staff, and not many are clicking on things, so that's been good. But a lot of behind the scenes work here to secure all of our records and data. One super interesting thing in our survey, in our in-person event, all of that, one thing we didn't hear at all was anything about our operations. And so as I was thinking about putting together some of the elements of the strategic plan, I was like, that's interesting, because if we were one of the districts that was cutting millions, it's all we would be talking about. So it's kind of like the air you breathe. When things are moving okay, we don't talk about it. However, it really is the foundation of the work that we do. So did call it out because it's critical to the work. Communication and collaboration, so a number of areas there too. So we launched a new website in July, and Carrie Gore was also responsible for a lot of the behind the scenes work there. So we're very proud of that. With over 300 passionate educators, our dedication to student success has never been stronger. These educators are more than teachers.
Let's paint the picture.
They are mentors who ignite curiosity and inspire a lifelong passion for learning. Our schools provide real-world experiences through cutting-edge programs in engineering and environmental science. At Hastings, we take pride in our blend of rigorous academics and enriching arts and athletic programs. These programs nourish our students' educational journey, enhancing their creativity and discipline and fostering skills that resonate throughout their academic and personal lives. This is Hastings Public Schools, where we care, we empower, and we achieve. Students are at the heart of all we do. Again, could not be happier with the partnership and work with HCTV. They just did an outstanding job with this video. And then just working to continue to build. So we have so many positive initiatives going on, and we've got a lot of momentum in the district right now, and just happy to partner with all of you. So my door is always open. If you have anything with the district, please reach out at any time. And just all of the different people that have made a true difference for our students. We're certainly grateful for all of your partnerships. So with that, any questions? All right.
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Champa. We are so lucky to have you, and thank you for the school board and anyone, the community ed, and all of you that are working so hard in the school district and helping us. Do you guys totally feel lucky? My youngest graduated last year, and I'm like, I had 5 kids. I'm like, should I had a couple more so I could take advantage of this great? Maybe, God willing, I have some grandkids that can go to school here and take advantage of these great new programs coming up. But yeah, I was like, oh, these are awesome. So thank you so much. But okay, our next guest this afternoon is Mayor Mary Fassbender. That's our tongue twister. Mayor Mary Fassbender. Mayor Mary is a lifelong resident of Hastings. She is a private business owner, an avid volunteer, and a leader in the community. The reason you see her all over town is because she is everywhere. She has had leadership roles in the Hastings Chamber of Commerce, St. Elizabeth Ann Seton fundraisers, the Hastings Rotary. She's also one of the founders from the Gobblegate, which you maybe are all familiar with, which has raised over $2 million for Hastings Family Services. Mayor Mary has served in the city in many capacities over the years, and that's what led her to being elected as a mayor in 2018 and then re-elected again in 2022. One of the most recent accolades is she is co-chairing Hockey Days 2026, which is coming to Hastings. So please welcome Mayor Mary Fassbender for our State of the City address.
Actually put this back up here. All right, thank you so much, Michelle. Is that good, Kurt? Thank you for the applause, too, for my kind words from Michelle. I just want to say Gobblegate has done extraordinary things for our mission in Hastings for Hastings Family Service. We could not do that without most of you in this room, if not all of you, via either being a participant, a sponsorship, or more importantly, a volunteer. Gobblegate was able to reach that over $2 million mark this year. Brian and Jay, my other co-chairs, we appreciate all of you and thank you for the opportunity to help serve Hastings Family Service. Again, thank you all for being here today. I love this event where we can get together and talk about the good things that are happening in Hastings. As we've heard, the theme today is building for our future. And that requires doing big things together. As a city, our schools and city departments are interdependent. Our youth play a central role in shaping Hastings' future, and their voices are essential. This year, I was very excited to nearly have a dozen submissions from local youth in the Essay for Mayor for the Day contest. Grades 4 through 6 shared their insights on what's working well and what can we do better in the city of Hastings. I was especially thrilled with Amelia Caponigri, a sixth grader, that she was this year's Essays winner, to open our city council meeting this week. Amelia had toured the city departments with myself and shared the winning idea of creating a committee called Community, focused on community-driven support residents in need. It's ideas like this that show just how innovative and caring our youth can be. As we think about building for the future, we are also so excited for the events that will be bringing community together. As stated earlier, one big example is Hastings Hockey Day, Minnesota, which Hastings will host in January of 2026. This is an incredible opportunity to showcase our city, bring in revenue, and work together to create a lasting impact. Part of this effort includes the United Heroes League expansion, another key investment for our future. We will have the opportunity to have up to 20,000 visitors in our city. The committee has been meeting for a year now and has started working on an incredible week of hockey and events. We will be sure to make you proud, and the community is already stepping up to help those partners in action to be a successful event. Soon we'll be seeing various opportunities to sponsor, volunteer, and participate in some way. However, we face challenges. As many of you know, we learned in 2024 that the levels of PFAS contaminants in our city wells no longer meet the new safety guidelines set by the EPA. This is a critical issue, and together we are addressing it. A feasibility study recommended building 3 water treatment plants from our water supply. The first plant, located at Carboni's site, will cost $26.7 million, but we've been fortunate to secure an estimate $14 million in 3M settlement funds, a $1.2 million planning grant, and a $3 million emerging contaminant grant to help offset the cost. A 10% water rate increase went into effect this year. It helps offset the cost of the building for the first water treatment plant. This will be the first of several water rate increases to come, and we prioritize safe drinking water for our residents. As we continue to work finding financial assistance, we are grateful for our elected officials, including Senator Judy Seeberger and Representative Tom DePel, and former Representative Shane Hudella for their tireless advocacy, along with our City Administrator Dan Waticha and Ryan Stemsky from Public Works for their leadership in securing the necessary funding. This remains to be our top priority, and we thank our partners with Dakota County, the Chamber, and the business community for helping in these efforts also. On the bright side, our Vermilion Street Corridor plan is moving forward, thanks to HEDRA, our Economic Development Authority. We've acquired several key properties, including the Wells Fargo building at 400 Vermilion Street. This will be the site of a mixed-use development that aligns with the planned Highway 61 expansion set to begin in 2027. In the area of housing, we're seeing an impressive surge in our residential units in 2024. We've approved 43 new homes in 2024, marking the most significant single-family home constructions in 2 decades. New units at Heritage Ridge, villas at Pleasant, and South Oaks are helping to meet the growing demand for housing in our community. Apartments are also on the rise. The second building of current 33 apartments, located next to Terry's Hardware, opened, adding 211 market-rate units to our housing stock. In addition, Lake Isabel Flats opened downtown with 89 units, and construction continues at Vermilion Acres, a 75-unit senior housing facility. We're also seeing strong growth in our commercial and industrial sectors. The 81 approved permits totaling $19.8 million. Notably, the United Heroes League Stadium, part of the Hastings Hockey Day Minnesota initiative, will bring even more excitement and opportunity to our region. In the industrial park area, plans are being finalized for the Rio Grande trucking property to construct a new trucking facility. Storage Works completed construction on storage rental facility, and Lowe's Auto Rental completed a 6,000 square foot building. On the west side of town, Regina Assisted Living constructed a new receiving area and employee parking lot, along with interior renovations. And the Dakota County Law Enforcement Building expanded its incarceration space. Additionally, the city has launched a comprehensive review of our zoning codes, which are key to shaping our development and ensuring it aligns with our long-term goals. Expect to hear more about this in opportunities ahead. Today, with the Chamber of Commerce, we've also welcomed several new, expanding, relocating businesses to Hastings. These new adventures, ranging from financial services to arts and wellness to boutique retailers, are vital to our vibrant downtown and growing local economy. Thank you all for choosing to be in Hastings and making us your home. Community and Parks Department. This year, we completed major upgrades at Lake Isabel Park, enhancing accessibility with new playgrounds, basketball courts, and walking paths. A new picnic shelter was constructed, offering scenic views of Lake Isabel. These improvements, along with ongoing renovation of Three Rivers Parks Trail, make our public spaces more inviting and inclusive. Earlier this year, with our Dakota County partners and elected officials, we celebrated the completion of Mississippi River Greenway. The trail starts from Spring Lake Park all the way to St. Paul, offering more opportunities for outdoor recreation. We collaborate with Dakota County on maintaining several miles of trails in Hastings, and this year began developing new wayfinding signs for the 10-mile loop trail. In Lake Rebecca Park, we began natural resources enhancement work to restore native habitats. This will continue through 2025, further strengthening the ecological health of our parks. The Parks and Recreation Department also secured a grant from Dakota County to establish an equipment library, and we are excited to offer snowshoes as the first items available for public use. Building and renovation projects, we're making significant investments in our city's infrastructure too. The renovation of the old courthouse is underway, with exterior work on City Hall and a new HVAC system being installed. The dome will also be repaired as part of the state-funded project. At the Hastings Civic Arena, we're modernizing our ice by replacing the refrigeration system and repairing installation of solar panels on the west rink roof, partially funded by the Mighty Ducks. These upgrades will ensure that our arena remains to be a hub for the community events and hockey for years to come. Public safety continues to be a top priority. Last year, the Hastings Fire and EMS teams responded to over 3,600 calls. Recently, the Hastings Fire Department worked with an outside organization on a department study that looked at personnel, space, equipment, and more. The results will be discussed with our City Council next month. Our fire department also introduced a 3,000-gallon tender vehicle to serve our growing community, primarily those areas that don't have fire hydrants. The Fire and EMS Department continues the outreach in the community in numerous events, activities, and fire safety programs. The Hastings Police Department responded to more than 20,000 calls for service or incidents. Records Division processed more than 2,000 case files. Additionally, staff completed nearly 2,000 hours of training. The Reserve Unit volunteered over 2,000 hours in 2024 to the Hastings community. The Reserve Unit is a valuable part of the Hastings Police Department team and volunteered their time to ensure city events are safe and enjoyable for all. The Hastings Police Department continues with its many outreach activities, including Coffee with a Cop, Shop with a Hero, Police Week, Rec, Art, and Police activities for youth, and an added new event this year. Through the holidays, the Police Lights of Christmas Toy Drive in collaboration with Dakota County Sheriff's Office. Thank you to all for your dedication of all of our first responders who not only work to save lives, but they make a daily difference in our community. Public Works Department wrapped up its 2024 Neighborhood Street project around Brittany Lane and 17th Street, which included some trail repairs. The 2025 project kicked off last week and will have several streets between 1st Street West and Highway 55 and between Prairie Street and Pleasant Drive. The Public Works Department also began a lead service line inventory to identify pipes in older homes that may contain lead. This is a national effort, and federal funding may be available to homeowners to replace their lead service lines. City financials are in a strong position. In 2025, the budget totals $73.8 million with a property tax levy of $20.1 million. This budget will fund essential projects including water treatment upgrades, public safety, and infrastructure improvements. We also implement cost-saving measures to minimize the financial impact on our residents. Specific projects for 2025 include the $26.7 million central treatment plant, Highway 55 traffic sign replacements, continued work on our neighborhood streets, reconditioning the industrial park water tower. We have just hired 2 additional full-time firefighter EMTs, and we will hire a second school resource officer and shared expense with the school district, as Dr. Champa had mentioned. Cost-cutting and efficiency measures were reflected in our budget and levy, including ongoing emphasis on asset management, which saves the city money in the long term, and prioritization of capital improvement projects and expenses. The capital budget benefits from more than $750,000 in cost savings. The council also approved a 2025 HEDRA levy of $500,000, plus dollars for economic development activities that help grow areas of our city, such as Vermilion Corridor, downtown, and in the industrial park. Arts and entertainment. Arts and Culture Commission had an impressive year of activities, including community activities that beautify our city and deepen appreciation of the breadth and depth of arts and culture activities in Hastings. Many more activities are planned for 2025, and the committee will benefit from a closer alignment with our economic initiatives. They are close to signing an agreement with an artist to develop a mural commemorating Hastings hockey past and future on the Civic Arena. This year, our successful Makers Markets will formally combine with Music in the Park for each outdoor event, which will bring more consistency to the markets and more traffic to the city and its retail and restaurant establishments. This year also marks the 10-year anniversary of the hugely popular Levy Park Summer Riverfront Entertainment Series. Applications open this week for Community Investment Fund projects. You can visit our website for the many project types that can receive funding. This program is another great example for building our future together. Survey says, every 3 years we contract with Polko to conduct a community survey. And this year's past survey shows that nearly 9 out of 10 residents rated Hastings as a place to live as excellent or good, with 8 out of 10 stating that they would recommend living in Hastings to others and they were planning on staying in the city. The highest ratings in 2024 were related to safety, recreational opportunities, elements of mobility, and improvements in local business climate, such as opportunities for shopping. Residents rates increased over the past 3 years in areas related to internet access, events, and arts and culture activities, and attracting people from diverse backgrounds. The city's reputation improved 11 percent points from 2020 survey. The survey helps us guide our strategic priorities. 2024, we made great progress on a set of priorities that will take us through 2027 and include financial resilience, operational effectiveness, responsive community development, infrastructure sustainability, and strategic communication. You can find progress on these on our website, and many of them are included in today's presentation. To accomplish these large initiatives, we need staff. And this year, we hired several important city roles. For the first time in many years, we have filled all our vacant positions in the city. This was no small feat, and we retained to recruit a high-quality workforce is one of our city's strategic priorities. In conclusion, as you can see together, we're making great strides in building vibrant and sustainable future for Hastings. I am incredibly proud of what we've accomplished, and I am excited about what lies ahead. Thank you for your continued support, your partnership, and your dedication to our community. Let's continue working together to make Hastings an even better place to live, work, and grow. Thank you.
Wow, thanks for all that information, Mayor Mary. And can we have one more hand for both of our speakers today? They're just fabulous. Makes me very proud to be in a community that is so supportive and such a partnership as we're all working and building together. So before we leave, I want to do one last shout out. Thank you to Hastings Public House for hosting us today. Thank you. And also for all of you for attending this event and making it so special. And we hope you enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Okay, bye.
Thank you.